I can't believe how dark it is. Oh, the lighting is right here. Oh, it's about to rain. So the rain is about to come, and I have some good news because I think I've been talking about how much my father and my brother is coming here for the funeral, and they came last night. The anticipation was way more painful than the actual event itself. Um, I I I really I'm pretty sure he did not care to say hello to me. My father does, but my siblings don't know that because they don't know about this exchange that I had with him more than a year ago, where he um, I was saying some things that I'm sure resonated as true with him, and he didn't he didn't he didn't he didn't go into argue mode like he always he was not winning the argument, and so I think he developed this kind of a weirdness, like he's afraid I'm going to tell him the truth, maybe. So um, there was this time when I was homeless in Orlando, um, when he called me and I didn't answer the phone. So now he's using that to say, oh, maybe he has something against me because I didn't answer the phone. I mean, I don't think that's why, but then he's saying, no, he keeps calling me and it's not true. He called me once. Or let me say it this way, because if he talks to me about it, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I don't know you were calling, but I only got one call from you, and I didn't answer that call, but I got one call from you. I mean, but people exaggerate and people manipulate and people add more to plenty to make themselves look good and look right all the time. So last night I went to say hi to him, and all I got was a little handshake. It was so weird and awkward, you know. It was so like I'm pretty sure everybody else got a hug, you know, because my sister was saying, "Well, maybe you give him a little hug." I don't think he wanted a hug from me. Um, it was just so that felt like a lot of rejection, and that felt extremely painful. So what I did was I took that to my bed, you know, and in tears, and decided I'm going to cry it out and see what healing this brings. Because when you cry, sometimes when you cry, the crying represents a release. It represents a relief of pain that is there. So I decided I'm going to cry it out, along with the, you know, crying over my mother and everything that's going on. It's just a lot. I cried myself to sleep. And then I got up this morning in not the best mood, of course. Um, a day before yesterday, my vibration was high, and it felt like it was gonna last, but it never really ever lasts ever. And so yesterday it was not great. I was just in anticipation mode, and I kept hearing pop pop pop. You know, these. I kept getting horns, like horns on from vehicles, and when you're hearing that a lot, sometimes it's a warning from the universe to take action or whatever. And I hate warnings because I hate pressure, especially with something like this that feels and felt impossible. Up until this morning, now I decided that I started to write down my feelings and started to do some shadow work into going into my mind to see what it is that I need to work on in this moment that is going to give me a big relief. And the good news that I'm talking about here is what I did. I found that I need to go into, because since my mother died, I've been crying and grieving her. I got to release a lot of grief related to her, because when you go through trauma, there is this inherent kind of abandonment that you suffer with every kind of trauma. See, every trauma has seeds of this of different traumas inside of them. So neglect has seeds of abandonment, and it has seeds of powerlessness. I could turn this off now. And abandonment has seeds of powerlessness inside of it, and powerlessness has seeds of abandonment and neglect. So the abandonment, what was I talking about? The feeling that came up from, what was I saying? Crap! I just went to turn the fan off, and already I forgot what I was saying. So I went into, yeah. So my mother, I was grieving her, and then there's some grief involved with abandonment, and because every trauma has some seeds of abandonment in it, I got to grieve the abandonment and neglect issues that I had with her. So when now my father is here, sometimes the universe work in some what seems like really weird ways to get you to take action. Now my father's here, and my brother, I get to knock out two birds once, and I get to face the fear of being around somebody that I've been afraid of for a while now, and I get to I get to work on the grief with him. The rejection that I felt when, all I got was a handshake and everybody else got a hug. I mean, everybody in the family is not really. I'm not close to anybody anymore, and it's like it feels like the relationships are ending between me and all of them. But I, based on the good news that I'm about to talk about, it could mean that what feels like an ending could have been a temporary ending to lead to a better place. Because after I decided that this morning I'm going to find out what I need to work on. It seemed like I found that I needed to work on a belonging issue with my father. So the rejection made me feel so very not belonging. And so I like I didn't belong. And so I went into that feeling, and in a very big way, I did some parts work and some inner child work. And I released so much. And I released so much that I started to, the very thing that I've been afraid to do to do off. The very thing I've been afraid to do for all my life that I've been talking about in every video that I've been doing for the past month or so. Um, I started to do some of that. And I surprised myself because my niece came to the window and I kind of still kept going. It's like I was talking about many topics in a very big way. And so I started that and it felt like, oh my God, finally, I feel like I could really do this. The good news is not that I did it in front of all of them or in front of people in general. The good news is that I got to release so much that it gave me this optimism and this feeling of, yes, I can do it. And oh my God, I didn't know I'd be able to feel this so quick, so fast, so big. And it made me feel like this very evening, when they come home from work, because they somehow, my brother and my father, they came from America last night, from the States last night. And they went to work with my other brother that lives here. And, and, and my sister's husband. Um, so when they come home, hopefully before they come home, I'll find my ass back there and start to talk shit, and I'll find the bravery. And if I don't find the bravery, I'll trust that I'll be allowing and know that incrementally, gradually, I'm getting there. And I have some days to continue to. I keep getting double numbers, and I feel great about it. Like I keep getting double numbers, not only in my Instagram feed and my Instagram. It's not my feed. It's my. Yeah, my Insta. What do you call the part of your Instagram that that it's like the home on the home page. On my home page, I get a lot of double numbers and a lot of here they are. Can you see? There's a 1111 up there. A lot of that. There's also 555 and 777, but you can't see them because it's also based on what I've been. paying attention to. But the fact that I'm getting them and they're giving me good message, it gives me optimism to continue on a good path to raise my vibration. Um, to raise my vibration and eventually be able to get myself in a place of attracting what it is I need to attract in my life. Um, seeing 0 0 here, like there's 0 people watching, 0 likes. Usually somebody would have come on already. But what I believe happens is that momentum, sometimes when you're building momentum in your vibration to manifest, um, I think sometimes it hits like a plateau and or it gets to a place where um, it's like pending and waiting for something to like burst. It's almost like when how do I explain this? I don't know if I want to find an analogy to explain how this works, but it's almost like when you if you're running towards a wall and you hit the wall. Sometimes you hit the wall, and for the wall to come down for you to get to the other side, it takes a while for you to push the wall down, if I could explain it that way. So that's what I see going on with me now. I'm assuming, and you know what? Mercury's in retrograde. As far as I understand, Mercury is still in retrograde. So you're still in retrograde. So um, things are a little weird. Things are a little weird. Like my views on Instagram, and somebody else just told me, said to me that they're not getting as many views, and I'm like, yeah, it's weird. And something very weird is going on. Somebody could watch the video and tell me what to do. When I click on recycle bin, there's a bar at the side that shows me pictures, documents, downloads, videos, that kind of stuff. It's gone from the recycle bin window or page. It's gone. I cannot find. I can't click on it to find anything. No, but what does work is when if I have to. I hope you're hearing me because I hope people are hearing me because there's thunders outside and wind and rain and everything, and it's dark in here as a result. Um, I'm gonna try turning the camera to the window so I could get more light to see if that is gonna be if it's gonna be like a better lighting for me. Not the camera, the computer that way. Maybe it won't because maybe this will be overshadowing my face. So somebody else was telling me that their algorithm is worse, is weird, and they're not getting views. She asked me to share something for her, but the thing is that she gets way more views than I do. So me sharing her stuff maybe could do something, but she does better than me as far as likes on Instagram. Okay, so Wendy Williams. Yeah, so the good news is that I'm starting to become better. I'm getting on a path where I could trust that pretty soon I'll be able to do what I'm supposed to do, what I've been talking about for people who have been following me, the 5 people that have been following me on here knows what I'm talking about. I'm gonna write down that I promised my sister to wash the dishes, and I don't want to forget and be an asshole and seem like an asshole. my list. I was being very noisy out there earlier, speaking from my higher self. And even though the highest level stuff, the genius stuff that I can receive, does not come through yet, I have to remain in optimism and patience and trust and and um, and allow that stuff to come through. My sister's daughter over there, my niece. I need to adopt something that she has, like a kind of a bravery she has. Like, she's very intelligent and she's very like wise and she speaks her mind. And she's like 20 years old. She looks like 12, but she's 20. And yeah, so I was saying that I wish I had a natural kind of a bravery and confidence that she has. You know, my sister grew up in this home, and even though I don't believe she was as fucked up as me, she was still fucked up because we were all fucked up. And but somehow her daughter, I mean, her father, as in her daughter's father, her husband, is a much more. He's a very laid back kind of a guy. Um, he doesn't let a lot of things bother him. I mean, sometimes things bother people and they act like it doesn't bother them, but I'm just gonna say that he doesn't let a lot of things bother him now because I could just assume that at least some of that part of his personality is real. Um, he's more of a loving type of a person. He's not like a I'm just gonna chase life and worry about everything. At least not on the surface. So that stuff goes a long way. And my niece, she because of that, she that's one reason why her confidence is so out there. And my other sister's other first daughter had this confidence that she grew up in this home for the most part, and she has a confidence. Oh my God, how did you get that growing up here? It just goes to confirm what I've been saying to people that different people have different levels of sensitivity to different traumas and to the same traumas rather. You know, so today I don't feel like I have to rant per se. Um, there's something inside of me that makes me feel like I can't find topics um, and I can't find my words. I can't find my insight and stuff. I need something to possess me to make me feel as though I can just let go and and do what I need to do so I could freaking eventually attract these things in my personality and in my life. My sister, my sister's daughter, the one that I was talking about just now that grew up here, she came here. I think maybe she saw me talking to myself outside, not right on the bed. She came to the window, and I felt a hurt and a kind of a rejection again because I'm so thin-skinned and I'm not thin-skinned because I'm thin-skinned. I'm thin-skinned because I'm a sensitive person. I was born really highly sensitive. And in this moment while talking, I'm really like not as like there were a couple of days that I really went ranting and I made some good points and I was really great and Okay, so a topic that's coming up for me right now is biases and how people expect people to be biased without them knowing that themselves are biased, and without them acknowledging that they're biased, and then without them understanding why they're biased. It's like people are, if they're against one person, and yeah, it's about to get darker because they're against one person, and they wonder why in an argument or a disagreement people are hypocrites. You know, they wonder why people are hypocrites. This is gonna. I'm afraid this might get hit by. They wonder why people are hypocrites in an argument. They complain about people being hypocrites, but they're hypocrites. It's like, they want from people what they can. They want from people what they can do themselves. Okay, it's like if somebody comes to me and asks me about somebody that I don't care for, and I say to them, ask me something like, if they say something like, "Oh, you know what? I saw him stealing something," and I say, "Well, you sure it was stealing? Maybe, maybe it looked like stealing, but it wasn't really stealing." They might say something to me like, "What are you picking up for them? They did this to you. They did you wrong. Why would you pick up for them?" But in that moment, I would be the party who I am being very, let's say, diplomatic, very objective about the situation, right? They're being very objective about the situation. I'm being very objective about the situation and saying that even though this person did me wrong, it doesn't mean everything they do is wrong. It doesn't mean they're all the way around bad people. It doesn't mean that they are evil in every sense of the word, or every sense of their personality is evil. It doesn't mean that. It could just mean, and maybe they were stealing. Still, it doesn't mean that every part of them are bad. You know, but this person is gonna say, well, why would you pick up for them? It's not picking up for them. It's being objective. It's being realistic. It's being um, neutral about the situation that you're not sure about. Because most people, when they have something against somebody and you approach them about it, what they do is they say something like, they start to go against the person just because you're saying something. You're both kind of agreeing that this person is bad in this sense, in the way they hurt you, and bad in the sense where they hurt this person, and they kind of just going against. They have no room for to be objective, because that's how bias works. When you're against somebody, you're just against them all the way around. Your hurt feelings won't allow you to to see to see things about this same person in a more objective way, in a unbiased way. Your hurt feelings are going to be biased. They just are. And um and and people people are doing this. One reason this kind of thing is kind of like what they call a triangulation stuff. They know somebody's upset with somebody, and so they go to this person to talk about the other person. Okay, this person is upset with me, and this person come to this person to talk shit about me. The reason why is that they're trying to feel right about their situation. They're trying to feel like they were right in the situation, and they're trying to like feel less alone also. Okay, they're trying to feel like they're good people by being right, and they're trying to be less alone. It's like if this person is against this person, and you're also against me, you feel so alone, so you have to run to this person to feel less alone about being having this issue with me. um yeah, so those are the reasons why people are doing that. And there was another point I wanted to make. It was a brilliant point. I forgot. you know people people want you to be, they complain about you being a hypocrite. Okay, and they complain about you being biased, but they can't not be biased. They can't not be. If you can acknowledge that this person is being a hypocrite in a certain situation, um, but in the same breath, you can't be objective about people. You can't be objective about the person you against. If you have a problem with this one person being biased, but at the same time you can't not be biased. I mean, what do you expect? I can't believe how dark it got. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, I hate this lighting, so I think I'm gonna end this stream right now. I'm gonna end this stream and shut down the computer because I don't want this lightning to and this stuff to mess with it. So I talk to y'all tomorrow.